Hello, candy vendors and potential candy vendors for Candy Cruise Prince George. What I've done is I've set up a little station here to show you what the night is going to be like. So there are 10 hub locations all around town, and the hub locations are big, they are open, they have a lot of parking like this so that cars can come and go, they can see how big the lineup is. This is one station here, so that if you were a single vendor, you would kind of set up like this, and then that is another station down there, so you get kind of a distance idea. If there's way more room at a location, then obviously you can spread out a lot more. Or if you have like big trucks you want to set up, or cranes, or decorations and things like that, there's kind of room in between and room on the side. This location has Captain Kirk, the Reitmans guy, because none of my friends could be convinced to stay up this late, and it has me working it as well. So the general idea is this. These are the things that you kind of need to provide. It's all in the letter I've been writing you, but I figured, hey, let's make a quick video. I have a table just to hold things up. Right on the front of this thing is you can put a banner, you could put banners on the sides, you could wear your staff t-shirts, you could do whatever you want, but I would recommend if you've got a banner, do think about some kind of a lighting thing to kind of light it up to show people who you are. Now this is $1,000 to kind of $1,500 of candy. This should be enough candy for 2,500 kids. And so $1,500 that's enough, that's 4 mini chocolate bars for 2,500 kids. So that's a lot. So you can spend a lot less than that, but hey, who wants to make candy great for kids? This bin has a lid on it so that it is non-weather dependent, and this lid is separated from the car so that these kids are never near it. They're never getting out of their car. They stay in their car the whole time, and this is separate because we don't want that main candy to be contaminated for any reason. Now, you would dig in and grab a smaller bucket of candy. In your smaller bucket of candy, you have options, right? You can go in there with a set of tongs. You can give it to the kids with tongs, right? You got a few in there. Tongs are a little clumsy. These are long tongs, you want the long ones. You can be super generous with a giant scoop and be like, who's getting all the candy ever? That kid is. But what Northern Health is recommending to me and to us is distance. They want us to distance ourselves from the cars because that's where the danger is. That's where the real danger is. So the more distance, the better. So this is actually just a broomstick with a quarter cup or a third cup thing on the end of it. Now you might be laughing to yourself saying, that's ridiculous, but I can reach very far away with this thing, right? I can get a ton of distance, and this is what Northern Health wants. So if you want to decorate this in the theme of your booth, like a lightsaber or a ski pole, or if you're a hockey stick or whatever you are, think that kind of this way about the distance, because it's really easy to get them to the bucket, and the small scoop makes it possible. That's like perfect, right? I got like 4 candies in there. I go over here, and then from a mile away, I can drop in those candies, right? I drop it in, and I am actually quite far away. That's like a whole half a parking stall and more. And that's pretty much the way that we want to do it, is as much distance as we can. Now, if this kind of thing happens, you go to drop off the candy and you touch any of their stuff, it's super easy to clean this stuff. You bring it over to the side, you lean it over, you take your spritzer sprayer thing, you go spray with the cleaner, spray with the cleaner. You're gonna let that one sit, and realistically you could make these for super cheap with PVC pipe and the scoops, like the measuring cups from a dollar store or something. And so you let that one rest and clean, you pick up a new one. Now this candy, like I said, is pretty cheap. This was 160 pieces of candy for $8.50 from the dollar store. And it's decent candy. There's some decent stuff. I want to know though, who's going to be the first organization to promise kids a full-size chocolate bar? I want to know that. You do need to be wearing PPE, so a mask when we're serving, either really sanitized hands. Recommended is some gloves, a pack of gloves. If you go the individual bagged route, it's a lot more labor intensive, but it does kind of guarantee that it's easy to hand to kids. You can even just kind of like pitch it into the window. Hey-oh. Oh, that kid's not getting candy, that's for sure. So the idea is that you'd hold this bucket, take it over, scoop out, and then kind of keep this from getting contaminated. Now, the reason there's 3 of us is because I would be serving this car, and then Captain Kirk would be serving the vehicle that is like right there. And then in theory, the Reitmans guy could even be serving the next car. So 3 people is a good minimum, but realistically like 4 to 6 would be great. And then this is the next station. It's me from a couple of years ago and everybody's favorite city councilor. This station is separate, right? This is a different organization, a different business, a different community group, and they're handing candy to the next cars that roll through. So as the cars drive in, they're gonna go past him and get candy. And because we're the same organization, I'm gonna let them skip me. They're gonna keep going. They're gonna get candy from Kyle Sampson cardboard cutout or me in a ridiculous pose cutout from the next booth, and they go down and down the line. So as you're thinking about what your booth looks like, I know the documents I've been sending are super long and super wordy, but I wanted to give you a video just to show you really quick, what does it look like, what is required, and why do you need it? Hand sanitizer, things like that. And do plan to be out in the cold. It's Halloween. Are you gonna send one person from 4:30 to 9? Are you gonna split it up? Where do they go to the bathroom? Do they have water? If it's super cold, how are you gonna keep them warm? All that kind of thing. So a few details to think through, but wanted just to show you the general flow, what your stations can look like, how you can show off your branding, and how we're gonna keep ourselves and keep the thousands of kids who are gonna do this thing safe on Halloween. See you guys soon.